unfortunately, Yoli and Peter cannot make it today. So we're going to conduct our meeting thanks to the expertise of Zoe and Seiko, and we're going to proceed. We have two great speakers, and we're going to start as of this now. So, as of now, first, we're going to start with the invocation by Beatrice Yoli.
Sure.
Let's all stand up and bow our heads. And Father God, I thank you for this awesome time that you have given us to gather, Lord, to sharpen up our talents, Lord, and with your strength, Lord, help us to perform in this world, which is really challenging outside. Bless each and everyone who could make it today, enlighten our minds and strengthen our memory. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Thank you, Beatrice. Now we're going to hear the pledge from Bobby.
Let's praise the flag and put our hand over our heart and recite the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Bobby. And now, next, we're going to commence with our Toastmaster for the day, who is going to be none other but our mentor for the club, Get Club, and let's give him a good round of applause.
Yes.
Bobby Canseco.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Okay, first of all, let's take care of the business, assigning roles first. Let us see. Mission statement, who can volunteer to do the mission statement? Rita.
Oh, it's Jacob. Jacob is here.
I can do it.
Oh, okay, Jacob.
Ask out, you know.
Sorry. Jacob is here, okay. I mean, our counter, Indira is not here,
Indira's
right?
not there.
Okay, who can do?
I.
Are you going to?
Yeah.
Grammarian, Adolfo, and then timer, Jesse Alvarado. And speaker, we have the speaker, Scott, Rita and Scott is here. Table topics master will be, Almer's not here, so that would be Jesse.
Yes.
Jesse, all right, you got 3 questions for us today. And then, let me see, Roy, you will be the general evaluator. Okay, Beatrice will be evaluator, and me. All right, good. I think we are ready to go.
Yes.
All right, let's begin. Let's call on Jacob. Can you tell us what our mission statement is?
The mission of a Toastmasters Club is to provide a mutual, supportive, and positive learning environment in which every individual member has the opportunity to develop oral communication and leadership skills, which in turn fosters self-confidence and personal growth.
Good. All right, Beatrice, what is the ad counter supposed to do?
Okay. The R counter. The purpose of the R counter is to note words and sounds used as a crutch or pause filler by anyone who speaks during the meeting. Words may be inappropriate interjections such as and, well, but, so, you know. Sounds may be as You should also note that when a speaker repeats a word or phrase, such as I, or this means, this means.
All right, good. Tell us about your role.
Yes, grammarian. I'm going to be listening carefully to everybody that speaks today, and I'm going to report about how we do with that at the end. Also, I have selected the word of the day that is to be used in the table topic session. The word of the day is fugacious. Means the lasting but a short time. And an example is the rain was quick and fugacious.
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 Okay, everybody repeat the word fugacious. Fugacious. All right, lasting but a short time. All right, so we expect your speech to be fugacious, but we need the time.
Time frame.
No other time. All right, let's, Jesse, you're the timer as well.
Yes. Yes, I'm the timer for today, and the purpose of the timing is to really allow you to speak at a specific time to be able to when you do a speech, be able to control your speech and be able to deliver the message within the time that is required. Now, if your speech is 5 to 7 minutes, 5 minutes, the green light will turn on. Yellow light will turn on at 6 minutes, and red light at 7 minutes, and then you have 30 seconds to wrap up. That's a speech. Now, table topics is 1 to 2 minutes. The green light will turn on at 1 minute. The yellow light will turn on a 1.5 minutes, and red at 2 minutes, and then you have 30 seconds to wrap it up. Evaluations is 2 to 3 minutes. Green is 2 minutes. Yellow is 2.5, and red is 3 minutes and 30 seconds to finish up.
Okay,
All right.
very good. Yes, Scott.
My speech takes me 8 to 10 minutes.
8 to 10 minutes. Okay.
Yours?
Yeah.
All right.
So make note of that. So 8 would be the green light, 9 yellow.
Okay, let me write down. So 8 minutes is green.
Yes, 9 is yellow, and the 10th minute would be the red light.
Okay,
All right,
perfect.
got it. Okay, and then we have the vote counter, Amber Chang. Amber.
Yeah, however, my load today is very simple. However you vote, I just count it.
Let me just remind you, Amber, the vote counter does not vote unless there is a tie.
Of the votes.
So if you counted the votes of the and then there is a tie, you are going to be the tiebreaker.
Oh, really? So I pick out the one.
Yeah, you
Which
just
days?
No, you
gather
vote.
the votes,
You vote.
tally them,
Yes.
but you will not vote unless there is a tie.
Oh, okay, okay.
So you actually go for the
Oh.
winner.
So if there is a tie, you
Oh.
do pick the winner, yes.
Okay, you pick the winner. All right. But when there is only when there's a tie. Okay. All right. Now let's begin.
Yes.
We have our first speaker, Rita Sami. Can I call on Beatrice to explain the speech objective?
Okay. Rita's going to do project number 2, organize your speech. And the title is parenting. What I'll be looking for is the speaker is to present a talk that is organized in a manner that leads the audience to a clearly defined goal. The speech includes a beginning, a body, and a conclusion, major facts or ideas, and appropriate support material with smooth transitions between the facts and ideas. So that's what I'll be looking
So that's the speech project number.
for. Project number 2,
Which
organize your speech.
Organize your speech. And the title?
Parenting. And the time is 5 to 6 minutes.
5 to 7 minutes.
5 to, yeah, 7 minutes.
5 to 7 minutes. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's parenting. Is that right?
Parenting.
Parenting.
Yes.
Parenting.
Uh-huh.
Oh, being a
Rita's. I'm sorry.
parent. Being a parent.
Oh, being a parent.
Yeah.
Okay, being a parent. Rita Sami. Rita Sami. Being a parent. Let's give
Okay. Thank you very much. Good evening, Toastmasters. How many are you on parents here? Okay, me too. How hard it is. My God. For me, I feel it's extremely hard. Because every single action, everything you do takes up the person. I don't know, it's so scary for me. And did you see Ice Age 3? It's a cartoon, but there's a point where there's a parent and 3 kids that even doing the same thing as he's sleeping. So he rolls over, they roll over. And it's true. I had it with my daughter. She sleeps exactly the same way I do ever since she is 3 weeks old. Felt, oh my God, even the way I'm sleeping, she noticed it that young. My experience as a parent or dealing with kids never started until I had a kid. I felt they are so fragile, they cry so easily, and I don't understand them. So it was a real challenge for me, and this is why I am here talking about being a parent. Because I never had an experience, and it was an eye-opening experience when I had mine, because there was no option. I had to take care of her. I have a beautiful little girl. Her name is Natalie. And was simply how intelligent they are. They just don't cry for no reason. They understand you, and they know how I was tense with the kids, so they didn't like me. So when I understood them, when I understood how intelligent they are, ever since they opened their eyes, they are intelligent, they're learning. And that makes me think I need to be a good role model. Because if it's rigorous with them, in just 5 minutes, I'm so good, they learn good behavior, and that's it. It's what you do every day. And I never notice how bad I do or the bad behaviors I have until I see her doing it. I say, I don't want to do that. Oh, I do it. Oh my God. I say oh my God all the time, and I find out that she says it too. I know how frequent I say it now. It's simple stuff. And what I always, and this is how I think, it's the simplest stuff, the smallest stuff that builds up and make a whole building. Small bricks makes big buildings. It's not the speeches that you do, it's every single small action that you do every day that affects their life. But every parent is different. You don't have to be the same. I would see people judging me because I'm overprotective, but I don't see it as a bad thing because I read the news. Kids are kidnapped, going to school with their bike. A lot of kids do it every day, but I won't do it because I'm overprotective. Some people think, okay, you're only doing it, she needs her space. But for me, it's good. So don't judge other parents. I learn from them. I learned to be more flexible, not to be overprotective. Even at church, I would follow her every place because she's so young. If she's playing with other kids, I'll be there watching. And I figured I'm the only parent who's doing that. They're watching, but they don't have to be standing right next to her. They're around, and they're making sure that they're safe, but they're not that overprotective. So I'm learning without people judging me. And that's an important thing because don't judge other parents because they're different. And the last thing I wanted to say, and I hope I'm not too fast, is no matter how different you are, no matter what you do, you plant a seed, and a good seed. You try your best every day. You nurture them with love, with care, with words of wisdom. For me, I would like to add to that is the words from the Bible. Because we try stuff. We always want to spread our wings. We fall, but we always stood up and did the right thing. We went back and said we're sorry because we know our parents did a good job with planting our seed. So what I'm telling to myself and to everyone here, don't say scary like I was saying, because every time I think about it logically, I think about all the bad stuff that could happen, what they could turn out to be when you see the bad in people. But what I'm trying to comfort myself is to see the people around me, the wonderful people I get to meet, like everyone here who's looking forward to learn. It's a seed that was planted into you by your parents. So keep on trying, keep on smiling, look at the good into them, influence the good. Show them that there is a bad that they have to be careful of and be smart about and trust them. And that's being a parent for me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rita. Being a parent really is a challenge. That's why I genuinely appreciate parents with lots of kids. Could you just imagine? I mean, I only have 2 kids, but then I see people with 6, sometimes 11 kids, how do they manage that?
I have one and I set it up.
But I think you will never go wrong as long as you are, out there protecting them with genuine love, unconditional love. You won't go wrong with that. All right, thank you, Rita. Now, our next speaker is, and I will also be the evaluator. So let me read to you the speech objectives. It's going to be speech number 10 for Scott. It is the inspire your audience. And the objectives are, after I put my glasses, one is to inspire the audience by appealing to noble motives challenging the audience to achieve a higher level of beliefs or achievement. And number 2 is to appeal to the audience needs and emotions using stories, anecdotes, and quotes to add drama. Avoid using notes, and the time is 8 to 10 minutes. The title of Scott's speech is YOLO, You Only Live Once.
Oh.
Please help me welcome Scott.
If you only had one more year to live, what would you do? What if you only had 1 month, 1 week, 1 day, or even just this 1 hour? How would you live your life?
Listen to you.
Toastmaster and fellow Toastmasters. So the only certainties in life that we have is that we are born and we die. But what's most important is in between. That little symbol right there represents that little dent that we make in the universe. So think about that little dent. That kind of represents our life between when we are born and when we die. So also, ironically, it also means in Chinese or Japanese, character for one. So it can also symbolize maybe that one life that we only have. If you look at the character, and it's also very short. So it's not like you're born and then you have this long little line and then you die. Usually it's very, very short. So it kind of symbolizes the very short life that we do have here. So for a lot of us, when we were born, a lot of us think, well, when we're born, is our life kind of predestined for ourselves? You know, because of our family, our background, our social status. Maybe our life is kind of predestined for us, for either success or maybe failure. But for a lot of us who are born, what you're born with, it does not determine what actually is born within you. So, because within you, all of us have the same potential for greatness. When we're born, we have a blank slate. When we write our own destiny and figure out what we want to live our life. So as we grow older, or when we kind of grow up, we ask a lot of questions to ourselves. Probably the first questions as babies we ask is when. When is the next time I'm going to be fed? When is the next time I'm going to be held? Or all those things is probably the first question we all ask ourselves. As we get a little bit older as children, probably 3 or 5, when we start talking, our question is why? Mommy, why does this happen? Or why does this occur? And we get curious about the world and how it kind of works. Then, as teenagers, we ask what? What do you want? Or whatever's. And that's when we start developing ourselves and figure out what is it that we want to do. So as young adults, now reaching out to real world, we kind of figure out who we want to be. Who do you want to be your career? Who do you want to be as a person? Or who do you want to marry? So that's kind of the question that we ask ourselves as we're young adults. And now that we're living our lives, the next question is where? Where do we want to be? Where do we want to go? Where do we want to live? Where do you want to be in the next 5, 10, 20, 30, 40 years? The last question is how. When we kind of reach our peak age, we kind of look back at our lives and wondering, how do we become the person that we be today? How do we live our life? So ultimately, all these questions lead up to this question right here. What is the meaning of life? Now I know we have philosophers, scientists, everyday people always ask that themselves. What is the meaning of life? And people always have this perplexed look. But I think we may be asking the wrong question. The question that we probably should be asking ourselves is, what brings meaning to our own life? Because we all have our own life to live, and we all have to somehow make it meaningful, or essentially find our purpose. Now, for a lot of people out there, successful people, very famous people that we know, people like Einstein, people like Jesus Christ, Martin Luther King, Michael Jackson, or even Steve Jobs. So what do all these people have in common? Well, one, I feel that all of them, right, they all live very, very short-lived their years. None of them really reached their senior years in a sense. Another thing, a lot of them died pursuing their passion to the very, very end. They pursued their passion. Where there's Einstein with science and relativity and understanding the world. Jesus Christ about spirituality and helping people live better lives. Martin Luther King starting a movement for better social change. Michael Jackson right? Music and dance and entertaining people. Or people like Steve Jobs, innovators, technology, the way we kind of live our lives and react with and connect with people. So they all live with their passion and figure out how can we go out there and impact millions of lives out there. So in a sense, all of them has left a legacy. So what a legacy is important because as we grow older, we all get older, we all age, eventually we all pass away. So none of us really live forever. But if we have a legacy and we build on that legacy, we can live a life that lasts beyond the life we have here. So being on a legacy, so my question to ask for everyone here is, what is your purpose? What is your legacy that you want to leave behind? Maybe it's perhaps your kids, right? Instilling values in them, making sure your biological lives on. Or maybe it's something bigger than just that, right? Living a purpose or having a passion to live out to people. So first you got to have vision, right? Today, what do you want to be by the end of today, tomorrow, next week, in the next few years? And that vision has to be crystal clear. Like HD, 1080p, 3D, clear. Know exactly what you want and where do you see yourself in the future. So that's where it starts. Do you think a lot of those people like Michael Jackson, right, knew where he wanted to be in the next decade, or Steve Jobs, where iPhone wanted to be in the next couple of years? So for me, from my personal vision, or my purpose that I just feel for myself, is that I wanted to go out there and make a positive impact in people's lives by promoting a healthy lifestyle for people to live with their health, and also help people achieve financial freedom. Because I truly believe if people have an optimal health, and also an optimal finances and lifestyle, your life of possibilities is endless. You can really do what you want. You're physically able to do what you want, help people out. You have the resources, time to do whatever that you want. And that's what I feel very passionate about doing and leaving a legacy for people to live a life of fulfillment. So beyond your vision, you also have probably a bucket list. So when you know exactly what you want and where you see yourself, now you gotta go out there and do things to making sure an action, and an action plan. So a lot of us, we may have a bucket list or things to do. Some of them might be kind of fun, right? Where do we want to travel to? Maybe we want to go visit the Egypts or pyramids in Egypt. Some of us may want to travel the world or experience new things, bungee jump. So we all have a bucket list to do. And with that bucket list, we kind of have to cross it off. So for me, all the things that I want to do, of course, beyond my everyday things of buying a house, getting a family, and having a career, right? Ultimately, I want to leave a legacy, and that's probably my number one on my bucket list. Is to leave a legacy, and what do I want to be known for, right? Known for someone that positively helps someone in their life live a better lifestyle, live a little bit healthier, live a little bit longer, and that's kind of what's number one on my bucket list. Now, a lot of people, they have a lot of things to do and may not essentially reach all our goals. So sometimes people strive for success or wealth, right? You say, oh, I want to become wealthy and rich. That's probably one on top of people's list. Do you guys want to know where the wealthiest place in the world is? Some people think, well, here in America, we have a lot of money out here, right? We have gold mines and diamond mines and a lot of wealth. But essentially, the wealthiest place on earth is actually the graveyard. The reason why the graveyard is the richest place on earth is because you have so many ideas, so many ambitions, so many goals that should have happened but never did. People that had a bucket list, people had visions for themselves but never acted upon things. And so they never really truly lived their life to its fullest potential. So because of that, they died, and so their dreams and passions died with that. So when you go out there and live your life and you kind of look back and reflect, what kind of life do you want to live? A life of fulfillment, happiness, fulfilling your dreams, your purpose? Or you look back with regret or maybe living in fear? So for a lot of us, we all only live once. And with one life that we have that one chance to make an impact. And think about what is that one impact you want to do. So YOLO, or you only live once, right? It's a popular young urban term that talks about live life to its fullest. So if you're in your position where you think, well, man, should I do this? Should I go out there and do what I need to do? We always say YOLO. You only live once, man. Just do it. And that's kind of the model that we live by today as young people. So you only live once, but if you do it right, once is enough. Thank you.
Thank you, Scott, for all those advice. You only live once. Here. Now, timers report.
Okay. Rita spoke for 5 minutes and 20 seconds. She qualified. And also Scott spoke for exactly 9 minutes. He qualifies.
Okay, very good. So, let's choose the best speaker between Rita and Scott. And now, let's proceed with our second portion of the meeting, which is table topics. Ms. Halpin, welcome. When Jesse is ready.
All right, let's do it.
Jesse Alvarado.
All right, let's do it. All right, let's have some fun. All right, there you go. All right. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters.
Good afternoon.
How are we doing today?
Fabulous.
Having fun?
Great.
Absolutely, we're great. Good job. I'm going to be table topic master for the day. And on this question, don't forget to say the word of the day. All right? Here we go. Question number 1. It's going to be fun. We know that October is the month of Halloween and pumpkins and all that stuff. And some people really like to get into Halloween activities. And of course, maybe at one point in time in life when we're little, we kind of want to get a costume, like wear a certain outfit, or be maybe, who knows, Spider-Man and this and that. But anyway, we all one time we want to wear something like that. And question 1 here is, what was your favorite costume when you were little that you really were passionate about wearing, and why was that? So let me see, who would that be? Roy, talk to me, my friend. All right, take it away.
Costumes. Probably the costumes that I would mention as my favorite, you wouldn't even recognize. Have you ever noticed that, especially for children, the heroes are only very short-lived? There was no SpongeBob when I was growing up. In fact, there was no SpongeBob when my kids were growing up. There are now. But there were heroes, and they were pretty much the same. They were all morality tales in the oldest sense, biblical, Greek. But my favorite was probably an entity that was advertised as Hopalong Cassidy. When I was young, there were still a lot of people who remembered cattle drives. And I had a friend when I was young who was a deserter from the U.S. Army and went to Canada in World War I. So, but when you think about what your favorite costume is, think about what your value is. What's the moral that you want to stick? And as was said, everything is image, but the image counts. And for your child, the image counts. Choose carefully, because they all do add up. And as Hopalong Cassidy used to do, bang, bang.
Good, my friend, come back. There you go. Thank you, my friend. Absolutely. So here's the next one. Ready? When you were little, what was the one thing that scared you the most? You know, even though it's a custom, it's still scary sometimes, right? Jacob, my friend, coming out.
Thanks.
All right.
Perhaps the one thing that scared me the most, no question about it, was clowns, but a particular clown. I didn't like the It films, the series. They were so, they're very scary when I was a child. Even now, I can't stand to look at his face. I'm not, and when I watch horror films, I'm not particularly particularly scared about them. I can watch practically anything except it for some reason. And the thing about that was that I told, in college, I told my roommate that, and he was like, wait, did you watch the entire film? And I told him, no, I didn't. I said I stopped at a certain part because, you know, I was really scared back then. And he's like, wait, so you didn't even get to finish, you didn't get to find out what he really was? And I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, the actual clown isn't like a human figure, he's more of like a spider. And I was like, what? That's so absurd. And I was like, that's so funny. And I was like, I told him that. And so I was like, my own fear didn't let me continue the story and watch the film to its entirety. And I could have, maybe that absurdity could have helped me out when I was a little bit younger. But now, that's what I'm scared of still. So, thank you.
All right, good. All right, thank you. Okay, well, definitely scary stuff. Here's the next question. Again, we talk about Halloween, and everybody has different opinions about Halloween and different concepts about Halloween. Let me ask you this question: What is your opinion about Halloween? When someone gives their opinion about Halloween, Beatrice.
Oh no!
Oh yes. Butterfly woman lady. There you go. Come on.
That's Madame Butterfly.
There you go. See, she loves that stuff.
Oh my goodness. I never thought that you were going to call me. And we got an email saying, you know, to dress up with your Halloween costume. And nobody bothered. Why? That's my question. So I know it's not a compulsion, but still, I mean, to keep up with the spirit of the occasion. So in my profession, Halloween is not considered to be, you know, celebrated. In fact, people look down upon it, most of the Christians. And my children, yesterday my child was like, Mom, everyone's going to dress up in a Halloween costume, so what do I do? Can I wear it? You know, because Dad says, you're not going there, you're not going to go trick-or-treating, you're not going to wear those costumes, and we are not even talking about Halloween. So I was like, if you're going to do this, now what you know, impact are you going to have on your kid? So is your kid going to develop with a healthy attitude of looking at things all from a conservative point of view? And that scares me. So what I do is you take what's given to you, but you don't have to go, you know, and go deeper into it, like the way it, how Halloween actually started from a diabolic point of view. So you don't have to do that. That's what I gathered the history from there. And so I tell them, just keep it simple, just dress up like a funny person, and there you are, there's Halloween. Have the candy and enjoy and have fun. And don't have candy, but keep it fugacious, if I may say. And then enjoy. You can enjoy life like that instead of behaving conservative and putting your kids in that box, because they'll break that box and they'll end up, you know, in the wrong direction probably. So that's my opinion.
All right, good job. So that's about having some fun, right? Enjoying the kids and just having a good time. Absolutely. So what I'd like to do now is call for timers report.
Yes, Roy spoke for 1 minute 31 seconds. Jacob spoke for 1 minute 21 seconds. And Beatrice spoke for 2 minutes and 1 second. They're all qualified.
Perfect. Okay.
Who mentioned the word of the day?
Beatrice mentioned the word of the day.
Only I.
I believe only Beatrice.
It's not the grammarian who says that, or no? Or you say it?
Yeah.
You
It's a
don't-
grammarian.
Beatrice. Beatrice mentioned the word of the day, yes.
So Beatrice is the only
Yeah,
winner for this.
that's correct.
So who's the grammarian? To it.
Nothing.
Oh, you are? Okay. Well, there you go, my friend. So that's why you asked. I wasn't quite sure.
So that means that there is no need to vote.
Okay. Beatrice was the only person that
You-
used it. Okay. Now we're going to... Okay, well, then no votes. There you go. So that's easy. There you go. So now return control to Mr. Bobby Canseco. All right.
Okay, now we're on to our third portion of our meeting, which is the evaluation, one of the most important part of the meeting, which is to learn from the evaluators about how the speeches went through. Heading this portion would be our very Roy Fisher.
It's always easier to learn if you get feedback. We give our kids feedback, hopefully we give our friends feedback. Sometimes it's encouraging, but it never hurts to have a little bit of criticism, very gentle, to help you overcome whatever the little spots that you haven't figured out, or maybe the big spots. If you think that it's overwhelmingly difficult to do something, it's nice to have somebody say you did a good job. But our first evaluator today will be Beatrice.
All right, don't make it scary, okay?
Well, what can I say about Rita? The moment I met Rita, I was really inspired by you because I saw that though you were subtle and though you had that shy and quietness, you were still, very firm and clear, and there was a lot of clarity in your speech. And I really loved that about you, and I knew this girl is, she can do anything. So today's speech, as I see, it's on organizing your speech, and it has to have an introduction, a body, and a conclusion, which I should confess that I myself am not good at that, and I mix up from top to bottom, and in India we say khichdi, we call it a khichdi. I don't know if any of you heard it, but it's a food where you put in all the masala in it and just make the khichdi of it. So that's my weakness. So I may be wrong in giving my evaluation to you, but this is what I feel. About your speech, when you started off, you started with a question, and that gets our attention. Every time when you start with a question, it gets our attention, and then we are hooked on to know what you're going to say next. And then you drifted off in a very, very informal and very friendly, and you were so relaxed, and that's what made you comfortable where you were standing and talking with us. And though I saw all those good things, and I could, you could improve by, if I may say, get out of this place, because I remember every time we come out from here and we just learn to do it, suddenly we heard an evaluator tell us, coming in front, go at the back. So it depends, so each one who's giving their evaluation is they're looking from their point of view, right? But I would feel that once you are here, you have the power, you have power to create an impact on a person who's sitting there. So a person sitting there will look at you, and you know what's going on in our minds when we are sitting there? Oh, show us what you got, And what happens is, when you come out of this place and you're giving your evaluation, we suddenly go back and say, wow, she's going to get at us now, So if you bring that up in you, that gumption or that power, and show it to us, we are going to just humbly sit and listen to you. Otherwise, we're going to eat you up. So, having said that, I should say that you've done a good job today. You're a brave lady, and you're going to go places.
Well, as we would expect, we have our most experienced Toastmaster as our next evaluator for our most confident speaker.
Yeah, I always love inspirational speeches. It gives you the chance to reflect about your life and get you really excited about. In this speech that Scott just gave, you only live once, you always can't help but thinking, hey, am I living my life right? So I applaud you for bringing this topic, and this is really relevant, always relevant, to reflect on our life. What I like about Scott's presentation today is that, number one, he's got this PowerPoint presentation which helps visualize what the main concepts, because these are concepts, and in the way he presented the speech, I like it because he had a lot of questions at the beginning, like why, basically reflecting the stages of our life from toddler until we go up. You know, we have this when, why, what, who, what. And then the voice, I like your voice. It's really loud. It's easy to listen to, and your gestures are perfect. Now, going to the main concept of the speech, which is to inspire. The question that I have in my mind is, what is really Scott's message? What did he really want us to inspire with? Well, Scott gave a lot of concepts. Legacy, having a legacy, and what brings meaning to life. Those are concepts that you have to struggle to think about. Vision. You know, what vision do you have? And when you have it, what are the bucket list? So there's a lot of concepts that I hear from the speech, and which are fugacious concepts that are quick and short time. So in the end, I lost track of what really the whole message is. What I would probably suggest here is to introduce more of an anecdote. And because by listening or to a story, that gives you more inspire. You identify to that story. What happened here is more of a pedantic presentation. You know, it's like, it's nice to know these things, but as far as the objective of the speech is to inspire. And you usually get inspired when you listen to somebody else's story, like Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs, when he gave his keynote speech in Stanford University in 2005, the main message is you got to know what you want to do in life, so that if your life, you know, when you reach the end of your life, at least you can say, yeah, I did it. So, well, I still enjoy your speech and look forward to your advanced speeches, Scott. Thank you.
At this point, we need to vote for the best evaluator. Timers first.
Okay. Time was, Beatrice, you spoke for 2 minutes and 56 seconds, qualified. And Bobby spoke for 3 minutes and 11 seconds, he qualifies, so we both qualified.
All right, thank you.
Now that we know that both speakers qualify, if you would each vote, and our vote counter, please pick up the tickets for.
Let's see who qualifies for the ribbon.
So we should be turning in votes for the evaluator and for the speaker. In both categories, we have both qualified.
All right.
And if I might call, while we're doing that, if I can call on the top counter.
Oh, yeah. Rita, she said like 5 just like no. And Scott, you said none. No answer. And Roy, for your table topics, you said nada. And Jacob, you said and I pointed that out because you stretched on that and because you were buying time, I could see. And you said so I said, okay. So just 2. That's it, only 2. So that's all I was able to get from you.
All right, good job.
And what helped me a lot in terms of understanding pause and encounters, and really I think helped my speaking, was someone shared with me that the reason why we use these filler words is we're afraid that if we be quiet, that somebody else is going to take the table from us. As long as you are the person who is speaking, you don't have to worry about somebody else taking over your share of the conversation. Now I know that's difficult when you're with friends and that kind of stuff, because they'll all try to take it from you. But that's okay, let them have it. But when you're speaking, you don't have to worry about anybody that's going to interrupt you. If you have a 5 or 10 second pause, you don't have to fill it. So turn loose of the control and just be yourself. It's been a great meeting. Both presentations were great. You're amazing. You truly are. As you forget that it's scary, just like you forgot that it was scary to ride a bicycle. You've got the diction, you've got the feeling. You have a huge, huge ability. Thank you for your presentation. And of course, to have our such a team of speakers and such a team of evaluators, always a real joy. Meetings run smoothly. There's hardly anything that I have to do. So thank you all for allowing me to be your evaluator for today. I'll turn the meeting back over to our Toastmaster.
Give Roy another hand, eh? Okay, and now let us go back our presiding officer today, Mr. Adolfo.
Well, for that amazing Toastmastering that he just did, please give a round of applause to Bobby Conseco. Thank you, Bobby. Thank you very much. Now, we're going to hand out this riveted covered ribbons, right? The coveted ribbons. So we're going to go first with, unless there are any comments, any questions that anybody would like to do on the meeting today. Well, I would like to comment this. I really enjoy the meeting because from the speakers, I'm not talking about what it is to have a baby. You know, I'm not a parent right now, but I have brothers and sisters, I have parents, I have friends who are parents. Maybe that's why I'm not a parent right now, because it's scary. You know, it's very appropriate for Wednesday. You know, Halloween Wednesday today. That's something. That was pretty good. Amazing subject. You know, I'm really, and also I was inspired by Scott Inclusive, what it means to have a legacy. You know, to have one life. That's enough if you do it right, as you said, right? That's amazing also. And also I like, of all the table topic subjects, I love the one with the clown that is really a spider. That's scary, really. That's scary. So, well, thank you very much for that. And now for the ribbons. First, let's start with the best table topics. The winner for the table topics. Yeah. And that is
who made that mean?
Butterflies upside down.
Butterflies upside down? All right, thank you. Here you go. And for you?
Picture, look at the camera.
Just face the camera.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, they just face, yeah.
2, 3. Okay. Or one more. 1, 2, 3.
All right.
All right.
Thank you, Beatrice. Thank you very much. Now I'm gonna ask for the best speaker to come forward next, and that is Scott Jonakuch. Thank you, Scott.
All right. Face the camera. Smile. Okay, one more time. Just make sure you get it right.
All right, good job.
Now, this is for the best evaluator.
Aha.
One of the toughest speech, at least that's my opinion, in Toastmasters is evaluation of the speaker. Doesn't speak by itself, you know, but that's a tough speech. The best evaluator, Beatrice Yuli.
Hey, did you buy that?
What is a team
It
being
is
a
a
butterfly
lucky
this
day.
time? Thank you.
It's a
Thank you very
lucky
much.
day.
I'm gonna look at it.
All right.
All right.
Well done.
Did you buy the
boat? Just kidding.
Any closing remarks that anybody would like to do? Because I think, one thing I would like to say though, I thought it was going to be very scary to do a meeting because this was my first time breaking the floor and introducing
Oh,
the
yeah.
Toastmaster event like this one, and very appropriate for Halloween. But I think it wasn't that scary, it's a matter of just doing it, right? So thank you very much. All the meeting is adjourned.
All right.